fire on Route 9. The thing was, though, I actually was part of that crew of the fire on Route 9. I worked for that fire department when that fire happened on Route 9. Yeah, I remember that. Yes, I was actually part of that department. And the thing was, it was not a city department. It was 3 county departments. I mean, you live in the county I live in. You have 12 stations. Only 11 of the stations were active. Yeah, what stations were active that fire? That was classified at the time, but to my knowledge, it was my department was part of it, Station 9. Then Station 11 had to go, and Station 8 showed up as well. The thing was, though, it's weird though because they called us. Well, eventually we found out why they called us for is because we had the tankers. I mean, we had 2 tanker trucks. We're the only people in the time. The reason they called us is because we had tanker trucks. Okay, now the reason we got called that fire is because we had the biggest tanker trucks in the county at the time. I mean, we had 2 big old tanker trucks we bought from Battle Creek years ago, and that was truck 928 and 918. I mean, 929 and 918 we took with us to that fire. I mean, at the time, we had the biggest tanker trucks in the fleet, in the county, actually. That's why they called us for it. They called us to this place, but it's surprising, though, that they'd call us. Because Station 7 has Tri Township near, but they didn't call them. They called us. Which is surprising, though, because Station 7 has one of the biggest fire departments in the state, in the county. They called us for the fire because we had the proper equipment for it. No, I really don't know why they called us. They just did.
Top story here at KFI News 7. Now here's an update on this breaking story. Firefighters are still battling the flames of a huge 2-alarm fire that has broken out in a local horror attraction off of Route 9.
Firefighters from 3 different city departments.
Yeah, well, the departments that showed up were actually not, actually it was Colon that showed up, which is surprising because Baroque is closer to that community than we were. They showed Colon did show up, then the local one did, then Station 6 did, which was Tri Township showed up as well. The town only had 2 fire departments. They called us as a backup because we had the tankers. That's what they called us for. Still, we don't know how it happened at the time.
Have been called out to combat the flames at Fazbear's Fright,
So actually
which is now
3 county
beginning to
fire
threaten
departments, not
other
9.
businesses in the area.
Route 9 was
Michelle
actually
Schmidt is live first
of,
on the scene. Michelle, tell us what's going on down there.
Yes, Christine. Well, we are here in front of what used to be Fazbear's Fright horror attraction, inspired by the unsolved mysteries of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Now, nothing has been confirmed as to what incited the fire, but speculation is pointing to arson, creating another mystery in a long line of mysteries surrounding this family restaurant from the 1980s. Earlier, we spoke with Fire Commissioner Daniel Nagy. Here's what he had to say.
The thing is, though,
On arrival, we were
when the thing is, though, I actually took Daniel's job. Actually, Fire Commissioner Daniel, after this happened, he retired. A few years later, he retired, okay? I mean, about 5 years after this happened, he retired. Then I actually took his job. Actually, the thing was, though, 5 years after this happened, about 5 years later, Daniel Hagee actually retired from the service, which actually, I actually took over had offered his job, but I just turned it down because there's no use going to these fires. I mean, I turned down the offer. I had the offer to take over Daniel's job over the years, but all these years, I still do the thing. Do you regret not taking the job? No. It's just too much work. It's too much stress in the body. I mean, come on. Daniel, after he retired, he's right now doing what I do sometimes. I saw him the other day over at Pleasant Lake, in a lawn chair, drinking a soda, or was it a beer? I forget. Drinking something on the dock, fishing. Eventually, then I saw some guy pull up with a boat. He hopped on the boat with him. Went fishing on a boat. I do regret some things, but the thing was, Daniel actually had an old fireboat. Actually, Daniel still had the old fireboat that the fire department actually owned back in the 90s, and they hardly used the damn thing, so they it said fire on it still, but he used it. I mean, come on, it's better off using it than not using it. So yeah, he actually strikes to it.
were met with heavy flames on the north side of the building.
So yeah.
Initial reports from first responders were that there were strange noises coming from inside the building, which was later verified to be a gasoline leak underneath the facility. At that point, we transitioned into a containment mode, and at this point, we believe there are no fatalities. I really don't think we should discuss any more until the investigation continues.
As I was saying, I was actually part of that crew that took care of that fire. Now, it was just so bad we couldn't even get inside the building. The building was so bad we couldn't even get inside the building. I mean, the thing was, the fire was so damn bad we couldn't even get inside the building. I mean, the flames, I swear, the flames had to be at least 3,000. I mean, we are required to go into buildings at a certain amount of temperature, but the flames were just so high. We knew there was no one in the building. That building was abandoned maybe a month or two prior to this. The thing was, the flames were so hot that literally we couldn't even go in there. I mean, the water wasn't doing squat. We almost called ARF. We almost called Fire 1. We almost called Air 8 to deal with the water. I mean, we almost called Air 8 to deal with the water problem, which Air 8, you're not supposed to call Air 8 for nothing, because Air 8's a forest chopper. I mean, we almost called Air 8, which is over in Chill City, and we actually asked them to bring the chopper. We almost called Air 8 to bring the plane or bring a chopper to douse the flames because our water wasn't doing squat. But eventually, we did call Air 8. Air 8 did show up with a mixture of like a foam material, like a foam water material. They filled it up with foam, and I swear it's like shaving cream or something. And it doused the fire a little bit, but I mean, fire went out faster than we thought it would do. But still, to this day, that fire is still unknown. I mean, I'm not allowed to talk much about when it happened, but when it happened, it was classified.
Reporting live and back to the studio.
Thank you, Michelle.